Welcome back to another episode of the Unframe of Mind Show, where we have uncomfortable conversations without a condom. I'm your host, Daniel Wagner.
Anthony Trewick.
And we're about to have another highbrow idea in lowbrow packaging with our friend and mentor and confidant and investment professional, Bill Ottman. Just kidding. He's none of those things at all. None of them. But we're gonna have our monthly chat with Bill again. We call it bullshitting with Bill.
And we got a special coming up at the end of this video, so stay tuned for that.
Yes, and definitely stay tuned for that. There's a special announcement that we're pretty stoked about. That's going to be pretty big for the Minds community and for us as well. So definitely stay tuned for that. You're about to see Bill Ottman.
Bullshitting with Bill.
Bullshitting with Bill.
Not me, because he's pointing at me.
He's not Bill. Bill's over here.
Bill's about to be in the middle of us in a three-way.
Stay tuned for Bill.
You're listening to the Unframe of Mind Show, the place to have the most mind-stretching, unprotected, intellectual intercourse of your life. Your hosts battle the forces of evil by lobbing fiery balls of truth, reason, and evidence over safe room walls.
Well, nobody cares about YouTube anymore.
We're looking to go elsewhere. There's a lot that's been going on since the last time we spoke. So, yeah.
What's going on?
Well, we got a strike against our account. 2 warnings. They've pulled, I think, 3 of our videos.
Yeah.
Wow.
All in a matter of, I think, 3 weeks or a month.
Yeah, right after we hit 1,000 subs, all of a sudden.
Yeah.
We get and one of the video, like they went on a hardcore like banning and banishing of anything QAnon related.
Yeah. Yep.
And one of the videos I had was, satirically called "Trust the Plan, Don't Give Up" QAnon.
Oh, right.
And a minute and a half of me making fun of QAnon, and basically it was satirical, and they cut it down. And I'm still waiting on the appeal on that one. It's still sitting there on my dashboard with a strike on our channel looming over us.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But since then, we've actually have networked with quite a few people over on Minds, believe it or not. Joshu TV through Censorship Sucks. We've all kind of bumped into each other over the last month. So with that being said, that's given us an avenue of looking at different platforms to live stream and to record some content. So that's kind of the direction in which we're going because of the whole YouTube situation. But we'll talk more later on that. So. Or now.
Yeah, satire, not okay. That's sad.
Just out of curiosity, I don't know anything about coding at all. I don't know anything about machine learning, at all. But just out of curiosity, would it be possible, in your opinion, to create an algorithm that could detect and determine sarcasm and satire versus reality versus some, because some people looking at it can't even do that.
It's incredibly difficult. I think that you would need to detect, if the channel has a history of satire, which you do, you do funny stuff, and it's if it's about context. So because it can't tell the difference between the language, because if you're writing "Trust the Plan," then that's all that it's trying to grab.
Is it?
It's just going blanket through the all the language on the site, and just anything with that, it's flagging. So it's not sophisticated enough to detect your channel history, and if it's comedy related, and those types of scoring mechanisms could probably be built over time, but it's never going to be perfect.
Oh my God, I can't even imagine. You'd have to have a full all of a whole history of channel content to even start to make that determination. At that point, is what it sounded like. There's it doesn't sound like there's any way to do it right out the gate. They're just not going to happen. I
mean, maybe in the future there'll be tonality detection
via text.
Yeah,
via text.
That's one of the biggest issues I have with people is people they don't understand that tonality does not transfer via text. You kind of have to already know the person a little bit to know when they're being sarcastic and when they're just saying something to be funny, or when they're actually serious or they're actually angry, versus feigning anger to make a point. And people don't understand that communication aspect. It's weird. Like even for me, I was like in my mid-20s during some college course, and it seemed like such a novel idea that a communication requires a communicator and a communicatee. Like you both, like it's a two-way street, and not only do you have to communicate, but they have to understand what you're saying. And it's like, I don't know why that was a light bulb moment in my mid-20s, but damn, I wonder how many other.
Well, they could also make it way easier. I mean, they could just have a checkbox that is just satire.
Oh man, make it so that the channel has to.
Yeah,
that would make more sense.
I mean, that
I'm
would be a
surprised I haven't
simple
seen
fix.
that. Yeah.
But that would defeat the purpose of satire.
Well,
Wouldn't it?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, well, yeah, because part of the beauty is when people get tricked.
Right.
Yeah.
The whole purpose of satire is you're kind of supposed to be in on the joke a little bit.
But then you kind of know, knowing going into what you're about to view is, so it kind of takes that element away from it.
Like imagine,
Yeah, but it wouldn't necessarily have to be like visibly flagged on the channel. It would just be something for the channel creator, like when they're uploading, so that YouTube knows. But then it would get abused, and it probably wouldn't work anyway.
Yeah.
People would just start using the satire
Right.
button if they were being serious, so the video could stay up.
And don't you think that people would like know that, like, oh well, satire is only allowed on the channel if they click a certain button. So, like,
Yeah.
imagine Hagatha.
oh dear God!
If people knew right out the gate that it was satire.
First of all, Billy would take advantage of that if you found out that was even an option. So I wouldn't. I just realized you're in your socks.
Okay. What?
No, I just happen to look. Anyways, I know.
I'm in
It's
my
random.
socks too, if it matters.
I'm the only one that's actually got shoes, socks, pants, t-shirt, and all that. But anyways, no. So I've been putting out there since the last time we spoke to you for people to drop some questions into the comment section that that want to get to know you or may have some questions about mines. So upon doing this, I was surprised. I haven't really had a whole lot of interaction with a few of the posts I've made. But this last one I did. So we want to pull a couple of questions, and this is kind of a way for people to kind of get to know you a little bit more outside of, just, mines, kind of get to know the man behind the platform. So the first question, if you want to read that. Yeah, you can read that one.
So Cumberland Girl asks, when he's not working hard with social media stuff, what's his favorite way to spend time with family, like hobbies and stuff like that?
Let's see. We definitely try to go on hikes as much as possible, building a lot of fires.
Nice.
That's for sure. I love having a fireplace. It's worth the money to buy the wood. And it's I don't know, it's a mental thing. But we've been playing a lot of chess as well. I've been teaching my daughter chess, and she's getting very good. She's 7, and she hasn't beaten me yet. But
now, when you were talking about
come very close.
She's 7 and hasn't beaten me yet. You wear that almost like a point of pride. Like I haven't been beaten by a 7-year-old.
I am the house champion, and people don't want to fuck with me in this house.
Now, does your wife play against you at all, or
she
no?
does. She has also never won. Though I'm like, my streak is embarrassed because the two times my friends came over, they both beat me.
Oh, jeez. So now, when you were talking about doing fires, were you talking outdoors as well, bonfires, things like that?
I do have an outdoor fire pit, but I've only used it a few times, unfortunately.
Okay. Now, do you guys
I mean,
travel a lot as far as, places that are close nearby, or do you guys kind of take family trips all over the U.S. if you have the time?
I mean, yeah, we go to Vermont a fair amount, but haven't been traveling that much, to be honest.
Yeah.
We will soon more. Everyone's getting frustrated with me because I'm like, must work, cannot leave. And we'll get there.
I can only imagine.
I want to travel the world. I want to go on road trips. We will.
Yeah, we're kind of in the same boat, and a lot of it's got to do with COVID, and it's a lot of. And when we do try to plan any kind of events. I know you've been having some issues with Anthony. Has been having issues. He's trying to plan this event with a cabin. He paid for the entire thing, and a bunch of people were kind of backing out. And it's become increasingly difficult to even find a place that is open during this COVID time.
Well, what it was is I had rented an 8-bedroom cabin up in Gatlinburg for my 40th birthday in March. And I had invited a bunch of friends of mine. Problem is, now that we've gotten into the month of February, I've had a lot of people back out due to health related issues that kind of fall in line with COVID. And then one in particular situation, with Daniel's wife, it's just, now's not a good time for us to travel. And I thought, well, to kind of take that burden off everybody of having to come to me and say, hey, we financially can't do it. I just went ahead and said, you know what? No big deal. It's just my 40th. I'll stay home, be with my friends that are not doing well health-wise, because those are the people I'd much rather be around, And so I told Daniel, I said, I'm just going to cancel the trip. We'll do something here. I don't know what that's going to look like, but, I'd rather be at home with my friends during the times that have been difficult for them financially and emotionally. So I just thought that was the better way to go. So, but,
yeah, that's too bad.
It is, but I'm a pretty understanding guy. I get it. Shit happens. That's just a part of life. And what's not to say we can't plan something, next year. So that's something, for us to look forward to. Hopefully by then COVID will be long gone, or at least, handled a lot better than what it is now. So
you'll just cry yourself to bed a couple times.
No, that's not a bad idea. That's very therapeutic, actually. Just curling up in a little ball.
Yeah, in a fetal position.
No, just a full on sob, where you feel it's so exhilarating. I'm telling you,
it's great. Absolutely.
God, I
highly recommend it.
I think the last time I cried was the show Friday night. But anyways, I'm gonna have to send you that link, Bill. That was probably the funniest show we've done in 5 years of doing podcasting.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was really good.
We died and just you got to watch it. It's like all of 9 minutes.
Well, basically in a nutshell is we were reading an article about AOC, and then off to the right there was an article that kind of caught my eye. And what I thought was a woman kissing another woman, turns out it was a 81-person orgy busted up by local police over in France for violating COVID restrictions. And the rest of the show just completely fell apart after that. So
that is a lot of people.
Pretty much. Can you imagine that? Oh my God. I have a hard time imagining the smells of 5 people naked having sex in a room.
Why would you even think that?
I just think the smell's got to be terrible by the time you get 81
think of that.
81 people in a room all trying to avoid COVID-19 restrictions.
But it was the way it was worded that just I could not stop laughing. I mean, it was really good. I'll have to send it to you. So, but moving on to the next question.
I was just sitting there thinking, because you were saying how you got this mindset of work, and I'm just I can only imagine, especially with everything else being shutting down people, and people are migrating over, and all the different pressures. I can only imagine what pressure you must be under right now to
That's
try
the thing.
to.
It's just it's we have goals in sight which are just going to so dramatically help the app and help people communicate, and so. I want to just bite the bullet and, probably for the next 6 months, just go super hard and get everything totally streamlined. Mostly what I'm talking about is the group chat, file sharing, and then all the new token stuff. But I really think that chat is the core, because that's what you're mostly doing online, even if you don't realize it.
Oh,
or
absolutely.
just on your phone
all day.
You're just all day. Mm-hmm. And so, that's our big initiative right now. I'm really excited about it. So after that, I'll take a vacation.
After that, man, I'll tell you what, honestly, you have a family, and your family would much rather see You know, they're gonna be there for you. If your app completely fails, they're still gonna be there for you.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, if everything just goes to total shit, and I'm not trying to put any kind of curse on you or nothing like that. But just
yes, you are.
In the end, that is the most important thing.
This is a hex.
If you need to take a break, I don't think
Bill's calling it for what it is, dude.
I'm encouraging you. If you need to take a break, if your family needs you to take a break, I'm not going to blame you. Anthony's not.
No, I mean,
nobody's going to blame you.
I'm not working all weekend. I try to have clear boundaries.
Good.
I'm not amazing at it, but once after dinner, I'm pretty much done. My wife gets mad at me for even bringing my phone into our room, which I still do. But she is so good at it. Like, she just doesn't bring her phone up at night at all to our room.
Yeah,
that's
incredible.
That takes steel hands.
I try to talk my wife into taking the TV out. I would rather my room be like a sanctuary where I don't want to watch TV in my room.
I don't even watch. We don't even have a TV in our room. I don't
have a TV in my house.
Yeah, I just really.
What?
No.
Look at you!
Wow!
Look at you, all progressive and shit.
I mean, we have computer, but the problem is that you end up like with a laptop in your bed, like on your lap, like radiating your balls. It's just like, that's not ideal either. So it's you're sort of, it's like, shouldn't I just get the monitor?
I'm still stuck on radiating the balls. That was hilarious.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Yeah, you're probably better off getting the monitor.
Well, that's the thing. Like, you try to be like, oh, I'm not getting a TV, but then you end up just having a device like in your bed, which is kind of bleh.
Yeah, that's true.
That's even closer.
You got to have that balance in your life, a little bit of, family and work. And so there has to be some sort of balance that kind of comes with that. But yeah, I do fully support what Daniel said. I kind of went through a thing, and since the last time we spoke, I did a complete overhaul when it came to social media myself. And I've really distanced myself from a lot of things here lately, only because it just seems like it's kind of healthy right now. When you're constantly fed all that political crap and all the negativity in the world right now, it's just not healthy, man. It's just not. And you got to take a break, So, but yeah, kind of following up with the chat, Messenger, are we still on course for the end of the quarter for that?
Yeah, around then. It'll probably be early in Q2, but things are, I have a version of it on my phone, which we still have a lot of back end work to do. Like, I'm using it in a test build right now,
right?
But
nice.
And you can share posts from the feed into chats. But we're still working on a lot of the key verification for the encryption, and yeah. So, and the video stuff and the voice stuff. So it's we'll get. I want to get more of like a beta mobile build situation going, so that people can be on like the super experimental stuff on mobile,
right?
Because we have that on with Canary, minds.com/Canary, so you can kind of be
we're already
testing features. Yeah. We're going to be putting a lot of the token stuff into there soon. But I'm trying to figure out, we're trying to figure out how to do that for mobile as well, which is difficult. Like, the app stores have beta tools for users to opt into, but obviously we're not having the best time with the app stores. Though I will say that we did put search and comments and everything back into the iOS app.
Is there a consideration, like the way Facebook has it, where it's a separate app from the main social media platform, a chat app separate from it? Is there any consideration to that as being a thing? Or I'm just...
Yeah, we have talked about that, but I think it's better to have it in.
Okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I didn't know if there was some benefit to that.
We have floated that around, but I think typically it's nicer to have it. That always...
Was that a Facebook floaty heads like pun right there you just made? I'm sorry. That was bad. That was so bad.
It was
not intentional.
Forgive
are we going to cut this part out?
No.
Okay.
So on that note, I did want to bring up one more question from our fans, listeners, followers,
users,
whatever, community.
Groupies.
Yeah. So at Ampers asks, a lot of people post documents small print. A lot of users have old eyes. Mine are 81 years old. How wonderful it would. We have an 81-year-old listener That's a thing. That's a thing. Wow, we do
That's
span.
kinda cool.
We do span the gap. How wonderful it would be if I could use my fingers to pinch widen so I could see them clearly. I'm not sure. I'm sure I'm not the only person here with poor eyesight.
Okay, so he's talking about zooming on the app, maybe?
Yeah, I guess so.
You can do that, but we did this. We added this like swipe mode to the mobile news feed. So like if you tap on a post, it actually takes you into swipe mode, and then you can swipe left to right. But
I love that feature.
You do?
Yes.
You sound surprised.
Even the one in the feed. There's the bar that goes across the top of mobile, which is sort of like stories-esque.
Yeah.
But then if you are scrolling down the feed and you tap on a post, it opens up swipe mode.
Yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not, but
yeah. I mean, I like it too, and you can get to the full image if you tap on the ellipse kind of dot drop down thing in the upper right. You can click on like view image, so you can zoom in. But I guess he's saying more like I want to zoom the text.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that anywhere really offers that. Maybe we could consider making the text a little bit bigger, but it's not that small.
No, I think there are settings on your phone that any kind of stock text.
Oh, true.
I think you can increase the size. That would be on the phone side on there.
All right, Mr. Ampers. So check out your phone settings.
Oh yeah, they've definitely got that.
I think we got one more on there too.
One more question. Oh, sorry, my bad. Here, I'm slacking. Well, you didn't put it here if it's there.
It's on up. That's what I was pointing at.
Oh,
right there.
My bad. Okay, so last question from the community here. Bongo Tez says, I want to hear more about the distributed hosting he mentioned in your previous talk, the one that sounds like SETI at home, where you can, where anyone can partially host a platform. Will hosts get paid in ETH?
I think he would.
Yeah, I mean, that is definitely a place where we want to go. I don't know about getting paid in ETH. It would probably be getting paid in Minds tokens.
Yeah, right. And then you can convert it over to ETH if you want.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, in terms of how the decentralized servers work now, we have multi-cloud clustering with Cassandra, and that Cassandra is our database. And that's existing in multiple different clouds, so that if we have an issue with one cloud, it doesn't even make a difference.
Right.
So from like a network perspective, we are safer in that regard, but we don't have like an app that any user can download on their desktop and like support the data yet. So that's a longer term thing, because you don't want to just run, like, we're not trying to run our own blockchain because we have Ethereum and they're doing that, and there's no reason for us to do that because it's redundant. But so in terms of our data, it would probably look more like BitTorrent. So we'll see. I don't have too many updates on that right now, but it's definitely a place where we want to go.
No worries, not at all.
Something I kind of want to mention to you again, I know we spoke a little bit about this last time, was live streaming. So ever since we last spoke, I have been on several interviews on different podcasts or over on Minds, and the one thing everybody is really, really wanting, and I'm seeing it in my comments and everywhere else, is live streaming on Minds. Mm-hmm. So I know you said you're kind of projecting that towards the end of the year. Is there any updates on that that you might be able to give users to kind of to look at?
Yeah. So there's this company, LivePeer, we've been talking to, which is like a decentralized streaming protocol. Right. And we are talking to them. And so we've sort of begun discussions, and it's definitely something that we want to achieve. So I think that we will hopefully be able to start working on it later this year. It's just, it's a lot, man. You've got like so much demand. We're not a huge team. Like, a live streaming app could be its own company completely with nothing else.
Yeah.
And that's what a lot of live streaming apps are.
Yeah.
That they
Absolutely.
it's just that. It's not like the whole social network, all the messenger, all the feeds, all the everything else that comes with it. So it's a blessing and a curse that we're in a position for people to think that like, oh my gosh, it could easily have that.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to stay focused, because half the time you have people saying, okay, yeah, just add this and then you'll be all set. But then
No.
the other people will say, no, focus on what you have and just make it totally smooth. And I tend to think that we have an obligation to make what we have totally smooth.
Yeah, I'm actually a big fan of the MVP model, where you focus on the just the one thing, make it excellent, make it where people actually want their other friends to use it because it's so good, and then work on building out from there, versus trying to be like a hodgepodge of a bunch of crap all thrown together that kind of works sometimes, mostly for most people, but then you got a bunch of people that are pissed off because it keeps crashing, it keeps breaking here, this feature's not there, when is that going to be? I can understand.
I mean, it really doesn't do any good to offer a service like that if it's not even functioning right.
Yeah.
And I get what you're saying, Bill, but I just kind of wanted to mention that to you because I am seeing a high volume of conversation about it. Now, with speaking with you, I've learned and I've understood there's a lot that goes into this, which I'm thinking a lot of people may not know this. I could be wrong. I don't know.
That is 100% fact that people don't realize
Right.
how much it takes to even have the things that you don't even see work.
Right.
So, would I love to be doing this right now on Minds? Obviously.
Yeah.
That is a huge goal. And if there's so much happening with that's why we rolled out the video chat in groups, and Jitsi actually can potentially have live streaming capabilities, but also running the Jitsi infrastructure so that you can have live streaming is very expensive and takes a lot of maintenance. So we've definitely been researching it, and we want to go there. There's also, I don't know if you've heard of this app Clubhouse. Have you seen anything about that?
I have not, no.
They're doing this audio chat situation. So it's like a social network, but it's only for audio chats. And
that would be so annoying.
It's working. For some reason, it's working.
Really? You think that would be annoying?
I think it would be here. Whenever I get voice chats that I have to listen to on Telegram and
no, it's not voice chats like that. It's like voice rooms.
Voice room. Oh, okay. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I thought that's been a thing already for a long time, but
I know, but for some reason they've done it in a way that is working and
gotcha.
I don't know. Yeah, it's very strange how certain things in certain contexts can work, but then in other contexts they don't work. It's it's very sensitive. The internet is very sensitive to things being just right, and then it'll pick up major viral steam, but something just as good could just get totally unnoticed in the wrong context and with the wrong positioning.
Yep,
you
absolutely.
Could be too early to things. I feel like in a lot of senses we've been too early on some stuff,
especially with the crypto stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm working on setting up so much infrastructure that I hope one day will actually benefit, pay off, the podcasting 2.0 setup that I'm working on right now that allows people to basically I keep calling it the digital equivalent to standing on the street corner with my guitar case open and doing a podcast. People can just put money in the guitar case, digitally speaking, and it's so far advanced that nobody's using Lightning Network yet. At least not your average listener. But eventually, they could have it set up where as they're listening to your podcast, they're tipping you. They can adjust the amount that they're giving you. They can make it $1 an episode. If they listen to the whole thing, you get the whole $1 or whatever, however they want to set it up. And it's really cool. But again, like you said, so far ahead of the curve that most people aren't even aware of crypto, let alone using it.
I know they're finally starting to be aware of it. Have you guys been?
Shit.
Have you guys been benefiting from this?
I wanted to,
this bull run.
I wanted to ask you about that because we did a show a few weeks back where Anthony was asking he's got some money sitting around and he wanted to invest it in something.
Not all of it.
Just some of it at least in something other than just sitting basically under his mattress.
Well, what it is I have a large sum of money that's sitting in 2 safety deposits. It's just sitting there and
losing value.
I know. This was something I did about 10 years ago in some properties that I had sold and made a profit off of it. Put the money in these 2 safety deposit boxes, have not touched them until recently. So we did a show about basically the show was about me learning how to use Bitcoin. I don't know anything about Bitcoin. This is all new to me. Daniel's been doing this for more than 10 years. So when I'm seeing the value of the US dollar basically worth nothing, seeing what Elon Musk has now done with, his purchase of Bitcoin, the 1.5 billion, holy shit. And then, kind of seeing the jump that Bitcoin has made, here recently. I'm following it only because I've been more active on mines. And that's a good thing because had I not been introduced to mines, I've never would have understood Bitcoin. So kudos to Daniel for that, and kudos to you for the platform to be able to kind of provide me with that, with that kind of education. So yeah, we kind of went step by step on how to purchase Bitcoin, and yeah, this is something that's.
And you bought it?
$10.
No. This is what I wanted to get to. We're running short, but I wanted to. Point out, I sent you a text. I sent Anthony a text right after Elon Musk made that announcement and purchased $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin. And I said, if you would have invested that $50,000 last week when we were talking about it,
I was so pissed.
You'd be up to like $65,000. You'd be like $65,000 right now.
Don't wait. Why are you waiting?
It's because I'm not really doing it so much for me as I'm trying to set this up for my daughter for her future. Sure, absolutely. I don't know anything about Bitcoin. So for me to blindly go into this and dump 50 grand into Bitcoin, that's a little scary for me.
I don't think you need to think about it like that. Don't think about it like you need to put it all in. But to hesitate and not pull the trigger on 1%, 5%, 10%, is at this point, I think with the market validation is just gonna hurt. It's gonna keep hurting. More and more Fortune 500 companies are about to start piling in. Like we all they're all going to be taking a position. We're already seeing massive institutional adoption, and so I don't think that learning the tech behind it is something that takes a long time.
Yeah.
And I don't think that all you kind of need to know is that it's a decentralized ledger that is public, transparent, open source. Mm-hmm. It's basically a bank powered by the planet, and it's cryptographically secured so that it can't get hacked.
It is the financial equivalent to the social media issues we've been dealing with lately.
Well, for me, this was.
Did that make sense?
A little bit, but for me, this is something I just kind of wanted to get my feet wet before I made any kind of big jump. Now, with that being said, when we discussed it on the show about me purchasing Bitcoin, literally 2 or 3 days later, Elon Musk did what he did, and everything just kind of went out of control. And I'm kicking myself in the ass currently right now for that.
No, it's not too late though. But, don't even worry about it. Everybody does it.
But in your opinion, how much do you think now this is asking financial advice from Bill Ottman, but how much do you think I should invest right now in Bitcoin?
Put it this way. I don't hold cash really.
Right.
I mean, I only hold enough cash to pay bills and rent and stuff. I don't see there's this there's this cool app, and I'm not trying to shamelessly plug. I have no connection to this company, but it's called BlockFi.
BlockFi.
And it, like Coinbase invests in them. Coinbase is one of the biggest crypto exchanges, a centralized exchange.
Fuck
which,
Coinbase.
Has its own issues. But BlockFi, basically, you can earn 8.7% interest on just holding stable coins. Stable coins are backed by dollars. So there's no volatility in stable coins.
Okay.
So just by putting 50K in there, you'll be earning 8.7% interest on that.
Do you
just
think
sitting there doing nothing.
Do you think it's smart for me to invest all of it?
I mean,
Yeah, that's a big, that's a big
I
question.
had someone ask me this yesterday, and I'm not gonna take the bait.
No, I'm just asking because you mentioned the 50,000. That's why I was asking, because that's what I was looking to invest.
No, the thing is that like there's no reason to keep cash in a bank.
Right.
It's doing nothing for you.
I
It's
know.
actually losing value.
Right.
And that's why like Michael Saylor at MicroStrategy invested 500 million into Bitcoin. Like all of their corporate cash, they basically put into Bitcoin, and it's like tripled in value since he did that.
Yeah.
And because it's the purchasing power is shrinking. They're printing more money. There's no reason you wouldn't just move your dollars into stable coins, earn 8% interest, and then take 10% of that and put it into like Bitcoin and Ethereum.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that. I forgot. I completely, because I don't really mess with stablecoins. Stablecoins is basically a crypto that's meant to track with US dollar. So regardless of what the value of the dollar is, you're just basically putting your US dollar into a crypto-based thing.
I guess for me,
That's all it is.
I think what it is I've worked hard for that money, and I would hate to lose that amount of money. I know I know it probably doesn't seem like a whole lot to
Well,
a
you
lot of
already
people.
are.
I know, but
Just messing.
it's just I'm trying to be careful because this is what I've worked for. This isn't so much for me as it is for my daughter. So I'm just trying to make sure that I've got her future lined up in a position to where she's going to be okay.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about. That's first and foremost. So, yeah.
So whether it's crypto or not, or it could be anything really. I mean,
Any
just
kind
as
of
long
investment.
as long as it's not USD is where I'm pointing people. I'm like, look, I don't care what you invest in, just get it out of USD quick.
do me a favor. Hit me up on Mines, Bill, and just send me some information of what you use to buy Bitcoin, and then that way I can go ahead and look into it and do a little bit more research.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, look, there's risk
Yeah.
anywhere you hold your money, and you kind of just need to weigh that and look at what's happening
Yeah.
right now.
point.
And
Good
things
point.
are moving very quickly. So you don't want to kind of get paralyzed by worrying too much. I mean, there's so much validation now. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, the richest man in the world and one of the top companies in the world just put like 10% of their treasury.
That's ridiculous.
It is.
Like that's
a bet.
insane. What do you need? What more do you need?
I know.
Hey, let me ask you.
Somebody's got to kick me in the ass over that ledge is what they got to do.
Well, no, it's not so much that. You just need to take the time to get more educated in
I
it
do,
to where you
yeah.
feel comfortable and like you understand that. Yeah, this is a big deal. Like
I'm doing a lot of research when I'm
Yes.
sitting at work on lunch
Yeah.
at 3:00 in
That's
the
all-
morning.
that's
I'm
all you
reading.
need.
It's also like you download an app on your phone. That's it.
I have just discovered a nice little pathway between setting up a Cash App to buy Bitcoin and then sending that Bitcoin over to KuCoin app and then using that KuCoin app to play around with investment bots and things like that. I haven't started playing with investment bots because Bitcoin's kind of on a run, so I've kind of left it there. But there are bots that are set up that you can kind of have it, if you know what you're doing, you can kind of play around with it, have it, buy and sell for you constantly, like microtransactions.
Yeah, I've been
But-
spending a lot of time just doing a lot of research, so.
So I did want to ask you, Bill, this whole Wall Street bets GameStop thing. Like, what did you think when that started going off? Like, what was your what did you think about that?
I got really excited. That,
So did I.
like,
He was the first
okay,
person I thought about.
The markets are coming alive. They have no chance against us now. But then, Robinhood blocked it, which they probably had to from some kind of third party settlements partner.
I'm hearing they were instructed to do so, to block it off.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
really
it's
wasn't their
instructed slash like, they aren't necessarily in control. They're like a middleman.
Yeah.
So, but I think they communicated horribly, and they screwed a lot of people over because by not giving proper warning that, they would have to slow down investments. All these people piled in, and then they couldn't buy more. And then when they cut off the ability to buy more GameStop,
Right.
that caused the price to tank because and they only allowed people to sell. So then everybody sold,
Which
so everybody who had just gotten in, the momentum of the movement got choked
by the establishment.
Yes. So, it would have kept going. And so the little guy got hurt by that, which is sad. But, honestly, investing in.
Are you kidding? Are you kidding me? I mean, yes, a few little guys did get hurt, but how many people got woke up to the financial system and like how this game's really rigged and played? And
absolutely. I mean,
how many? That's why I'm excited about it.
It's way. It's ultimately great news for showing the power of crowdsourcing investments, taking out corrupt hedge funds as the people banding together online, and how like the people can move markets like that.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yep.
And it's awesome. And so there's some people who threw too much money into GameStop at the last second, they kind of got screwed. But ultimately, a huge hedge fund that was shorting this brick and mortar company got screwed too. So that's good.
Yeah, they'll just pop back up in another form later, but that's just the point, that they can do that. And it's like I'm looking at the fact that what's exciting for me is this is the time to strike for a bunch of us crypto advocates can be like, look, there is something that does work just fine, that you don't have to worry about this bull crap, that you can just
absolutely. And if you follow a bunch of the mods from Wall Street Bets, they're all saying, move to Bitcoin, move to Ethereum,
Dogecoin.
I mean, the thing about Bitcoin is that, or Ethereum, is that there is a decentralized finance market. I mean, that's kind of what Uniswap is, and all of these tokens are trading. No one can stop it. There is no middleman. The market never turns off.
Yep. You don't have closing time.
Yeah, there's no closing time. No, and that's just where things are moving. It's crazy. I mean, this has been a total revolutionary year for crypto already, and we're just getting started. Yeah. I mean,
2017.
There's this really interesting Bitcoin model called the stock to flow model. If you go to the site planbtc.com, it's really good research about, like actual financial analytical research about Bitcoin, and what it shows, and it's been very like almost dead on accurate so far. The way that over every 4 years, the rewards to the Bitcoin miners halves, right, called the halving, and
I always call it the halvening.
Halvening, and then typically, like a period of time after that, the price will jump, and that it's been dead accurate in terms of the price since Bitcoin started. And so,
well, it's just basic. It's basic math.
It's basic math. Yeah.
That's what I love about it. It's like it's just basic math. You can just look at the math and go, oh, okay, that's a solvable problem. Versus, the printing of USD, you're like, oh, I have no idea how many dollars they're going to print this year. I have no foggiest idea what they're going to do. I don't know what the next move is.
Well, now we know there's like another $1.5 trillion that's about to get pumped in, and it's a perfect storm.
Yeah,
I mean, there's going to be a major percentage of that money that people just throw right into crypto.
Yep.
I'm already at peace with myself that I will never own a full Bitcoin. I'm trying. I really am. I just don't have the funds to put into it.
Well, when you told me that I could own a full Bitcoin, I was like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
That was so bad.
Like when
so
I heard the top. If you own one full Bitcoin, you're in the top 1% worldwide. And think about that. If that does
It's going to be higher than that.
Imagine being the top 1% in USD. Like how rich you are, you know? Like they
Well,
yeah.
I mean,
and that's it's still
there's
early.
going to be a new financial elite.
Right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And yeah, Daniel, you know, you got you don't have much time before that 50K becomes
Oh my
not
God.
a Bitcoin.
Oh my God. That's insane.
I'll have to. Yeah, I might make some moves here soon.
It is a big
I
jump.
understand that's scary. I mean, that's
it
a
is.
terrifying
Fuck.
thing. Like
I'm
you've
scared
been
for
keeping
you.
cash in your safe deposit box, nice and safe for a really long time. To the idea of moving that into this, you know, dematerialized thing.
I have not seen that cash in 10 years, Bill. Like literally, it's been sitting in there. I have not been up to Springfield to go to that bank and walk into that vault and look at that money. It's been 10. For the most part, I have forgotten about it.
Well, great.
I
now
know,
you just let everybody know that you have a cash safety deposit box in Springfield full of $50,000 somewhere.
I didn't tell them which bank. Anyways.
How many banks are there in Springfield? Like
Actually,
4?
quite a few. No, there's more than that. But my point is though, I have not had a reason to go up there to look at it, to get any money out, because I do well financially. So I don't need it, is what I'm saying. So with everything going on currently in the world and the way that it is right now, with them printing so much money, it's just like, and the more shows we've done about Bitcoin and crypto and everything else, it's just like, okay, well, I've got some money.
Yeah.
I remembered I've got some money. I've lost probably my ass in the last 10 years with that money just sitting there in that bank.
You have come a long way in the crypto stuff, because like a year ago, like when I brought up the topic of crypto, you could just see his eyes roll in the back of the head.
I didn't even want to do a show about crypto. I did not even want to just talk about it at all. It bored me to death, dude. Now I'm like, come on, give me some more.
What do I?
You know, where can I move this money? You know,
You're not the only one.
But just
Well,
before
look, I mean, we want our resources to work for us, and this is something that, you know, I haven't even fully woken up to until the last few years. And like, I was in Bitcoin back in like 2013, but like,
Right.
I don't know if I told this story on your show, but I paid for a steak sandwich with half a Bitcoin.
Nice.
Wow.
That's a $20,000 steak sandwich
Right now, yeah.
And
I didn't think about that.
but I was in, like, I knew it was going to be big, but I didn't have the awareness to, you know, leverage what I had fully to benefit from it, and use my resources to, you know, get my resources working for me. And this is like why investing is so important. No one's getting wealthy saving in a savings account. It will never happen. You can get well off, but you're never going to accelerate your assets
About once a month.
higher level.
Yeah, about once a month,
Well-
I'll get a little notification. Hey, you got 1 penny worth of investment earnings in your bank. Like, I'm like, I want to call my bank and say, look, if you need that penny that bad, you can go ahead and keep it. It probably cost you more for the computer, the energy to like keep your penny, guys.
Well, hey, before we let you go, because we're a little past schedule, but before we let you go, currently, what's been new with Mines? I know we talked about Mines Plus and revenue sharing. What's been that looking like over the last month since we last spoke?
It's going great. I mean, like, we're near 1,000 people in Minds Plus. It's working really well. People are making money, and right now everything is heads down on the new token rewards and the new wallet, the new.
Do you have some time to kind of explain that? Or
I actually don't.
it's all good.
I have a
No, that's
10
fine.
o'clock, but we'll hopefully next time we're on, the token stuff will be out.
Yeah,
and
that'll be perfect.
It'll be a really big deal. So, yeah, I really appreciate it, guys. Anything else you want to hit on quick?
No, just if you guys have any questions for Bill Ottman, I'll kind of clip this up in its own little segment. Drop a comment. I might get more feedback if Bill reminds it, maybe. I seem to get a lot of interaction.
Oh,
when you do
sorry.
that,
Yeah, no,
so.
I didn't. No, next time I'll share the
I'm just fucking with
question
you, Bill.
one.
I'm just messing with you.
I'll get it out here pretty soon. But
No, it's
yeah,
okay.
listen, I appreciate.
You're a busy dude, man. Come on, just we know that.
I do appreciate you coming on this, once a month and having these updates. This is very helpful for the community as a whole. And I love talking to you. You seem like a really cool dude, and I like to get to know you more. So look forward to our next chat.
Man, we got to do, maybe someday we'll do an in-person. What city are you in?
Around Nashville, around the Nashville area.
Dude, I would love to bring the fam down to Nashville. So I've never been there. I maybe briefly when I went to Bonnaroo.
No, you were in Manchester. That's like an hour away from Nashville.
I know, but I think I might have flown in.
You flew in. Yeah, you flew into B&A, which is like 20 minutes from Nashville.
Okay, so, no, I know. I didn't experience it.
No.
Are you guys Bonnaroo lovers or haters?
I have been several times.
Never been.
So, yeah, to me, I love it. Now, here recently, it's not what it used to be back then, but
Right.
it's still enjoyable, and I still love it. I love music.
Dude, I had amazing memories there. I was like 17, went there with my best buddy. Like, it's a different reality when you first go to a music festival. I mean, back then, now music festivals are a little bit more commercial.
Yeah.
But it's still like it's a total other world. Like, there's no laws. Like, people are walking around with like giant, buds. Like,
Yeah.
It's just crazy. Like, you're like, how is this happening? I mean, you're 17 years old, and I just remember riding back to the airport, like in the back of a pickup truck, and I was just like, this is so cool. I was like, I'm cool.
Did you also know that the same weekend that Bonnaroo's going on, so is CMA Fest in downtown Nashville?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know if you knew that. So
that.
Two of the biggest music festivals in the United States are going on the same weekend. So
But are they? They're not happening, are they?
Not this year. Not this year. I don't believe they are. But once they kick back off again, hopefully maybe next year, yeah, it's usually the same weekend that they have both events. It's crazy. The amount of people in Nashville and Manchester, it's unbelievable. But
yeah, I mean, I would have never been able to see, Neil Young, Bob Dylan, all of those types of bands like back to back. It's so
incredible.
That's special stuff that, those guys are going to die soon, unfortunately. So.
All right, man.
Great ending note.
No, it's perfect. Yeah, I feel very uplifted.
No, just if you ever come to Nashville, man, we'd love to hang out with you, spend some time with you. Maybe like do a in-person show or something.
Just say it, a three-way. You want to do a three-way with Bill?
Yes, three-way with Bill Ottman. Hey, real quick, when you guys do get live streaming up and going, we would like to be the first ones to do it with you. That would be cool. That'd be cool as shit. I don't know what.
I'm down.
Awesome.
That's a good target for our in-person. Have live streaming ready.
Sweet. All right.
That would be awesome.
I commit that to you. Once we have live streaming, the debut will be on the Unframe of Mind live in person.
Y'all heard it first, right here, baby.
Well, they haven't heard it yet because it's pre-record.
Oh well.
Calm down.
God damn, man, you like ruin a wet dream.
I'm just messing.
All right, guys, rock on. Thanks for having me.
Bill, we'll
Have
see
a good one.